Report now. Over at the National Assembly, it seems there is an internal feud building within the president's ruling Saenuri Party. A ruling party heavyweight has called on the president to give up her party membership, prompting the party's decision-making body to reject his words. For more, we have our Ji Myung-kil on the line. Myung-kil, what can you tell us?
Mark, at a press conference this morning, Moo-sung, the former chairman of the ruling Saenuri Party and a potential presidential candidate, has called on President Park Geun-hye to leave the party to take responsibility for the political uproar caused by the Choi Soon-sil scandal. But the ruling party's decision-making body, the Supreme Council, rejected Kim's remarks, saying his comments are his own and do not represent the party. Also, at the morning meeting, the current leader of the ruling Saenuri Party, Jung-hyun, again refused to resign, asking party members to give him more time to deal with the sprawling corruption scandal. His refusal prompted a member of the party's non-pro-Park faction to resign from the Supreme Council in protest. Meanwhile, the opposition parties are keeping up their demands for a thorough investigation into the scandal. They also continue to demand that President Park step down and suggested they could even launch a campaign to oust her. Mark?